If you've just joined us, we were chatting to Faye Carruthers over in Germany earlier on, and our understanding on talkSPORT is that the only change to the starting 11 tomorrow will be Conor Gallagher for Trent Alexander-Arnold.
It's quite depressing, really.
Well, as we, I mean, there'd been an awful lot of talk on the station over the weekend and even at the tail end of last week that we may see Anthony Gordon in a slightly wider position, giving a bit more supply to Harry Kane, allowing him to stay up top a bit more, not go hunting for the ball in the same areas as Bellingham and Foden. Doesn't really sort out Bellingham and Foden.
No. If you pick the same team with the same formation, why would you expect there to be any different result? It's a very strange thing to do.
Your expectation would be Slovenia will sit in a low block and look at England on the break.
And the important thing is if they score, it's such a mindset with England. If they do score early, which they've done in both games, go for the second. Don't sit back. And Southgate, don't let them sit back. Otherwise it's just going to be the same thing.
So interested to hear from you this afternoon. What do you make of that news? This comes. I haven't got a name on this one. Gallagher is a headless chicken who can't impose control on a game if his life depended on it.
That's
bit harsh. That's a bit harsh.
That's just not even true.
Generally, the worst choice out of him, Wharton and Mainu, but he has come on twice and he's done well when he's come on twice.
I like Conor Gallagher. He had a good season, but I personally, because I believe in balance in a football team, I would go Wharton just because he's, I think, a very decent player and he's left-footed.
Our listener also says, but when England fail to improve, we'll be told, well, Gareth changed it. What more do you want? It's very tiresome stuff. So, look, that's our understanding. That'll be the only change to the starting 11 tomorrow. So let us know what you think. 03717 22 3344, talksport.com, text to 81089, tweet to TSH&J. Does it solve as many of the problems as we'd hope based on what we've seen? Certainly in the last two games, certainly the last game anyway.
No.
So, talksport.com, our website, is doing lots of fine work at the moment, and we'll be chatting about that in a few moments' time. But for now, that was our Whopper of the Day pick in association. Oh, we've already played that, apparently. Okay. We cannot possibly keep up. I possibly cannot keep up with the amount of jingles that are going on at the moment. So let's check in on talksport.com. And some of the top stories that we're bringing you on the website at the moment. And Sean O'Brien joins us. Hi, Sean.
Afternoon, guys. How are we doing?
Not too bad. I've got jinglitis, but I'm getting there. Adrian Durham, I saw his Scotland player ratings. One of our guests later on, Stuart Weir, says you were very generous, which Adrian found funny. But, give us a flavour of what Adrian went with.
Yeah, so there's this little feature we've been doing throughout the tournament. Adrian Durham's been giving us his player ratings for every England and Scotland game. He hasn't been that generous all the time. You can imagine the Scotland ones were quite brutal after the opening game against Germany. I think 9 players got 1 out of 10. And the England marks were quite damning after the Denmark game as well. But there have been some positives. Jude Bellingham got 9 out of 10 against Serbia. Grant Hanley got 9 against Switzerland. But in his latest ratings, Adrian singled out John McGinn last night, gave him a 3 out of 10 and said the tournament sadly passed him by. So you can see the full ratings over on talksport.com, and we'll be doing the same for the England versus Slovenia game tomorrow night as well. So if you've got the notifications on the TalkSport app, we'll send that straight through to you at full time.
I think that's very harsh. Yeah, there's a couple of good runs. You see the Scottish fan with McGinniester on his back. That's very
good. Players often do take these very seriously. I remember years ago when I interviewed David Platt when he was at Sampdoria, and I watched Sampdoria train. And there was one of the young guys going off the field, and David Platt sort of had an arm round him and was chatting to him. Then he came over and spoke to us. I said, is he all right? He said, not really. He said he got a 3 out of 10 in Gazzetta dello Sport last night. So, like, it really bothered him. He was, like, really upset about it. So
it's the L'Equipe ones that always do the rounds, isn't it? They're absolutely brutal, L'Equipe.
But, it can affect the old player's mindset. Anyway, you also, we've got Darren Bent's England lineup. We've subsequently discovered that everybody's got their own idea of how England would line up, but it doesn't sound like we're going to see much of a change. But what did Benty go with then, Sean?
Yeah, so as you alluded to, a lot of debate over whether Gareth Southgate should switch things up. It's our understanding that Conor Gallagher is going to come in for Trent Alexander-Arnold. On White and Jordan, actually, earlier, Stuart Pearce was suggesting maybe experimenting without Harry Kane tomorrow night. And as an ex-England striker, we thought we'd ask Darren Bent what team he would pick if it were down to him. He's gone with the same back line. Actually points out that England have been pretty solid in defence so far, which is ironic because that was supposed to be the Achilles heel, wasn't it? Mark Gurhey in particular has been really impressive. But Benty's one change would be Trent out, shift Jude Bellingham into a number 8 role, put Phil Foden in the 10, and then throw Cole Palmer on the left. Benty also said he'd stick with Kane up front for now. So you can read all his explanations over on talksport.com.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that because Cole Palmer doesn't play on there. We've got a bloke who plays week in, week out for Newcastle. He's had a great season on the left. Why not play him in the right position?
Who's used to playing with the right back who's playing left back at the moment, so it gives you a semblance of understanding down there as well. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Square pegs. It's square pegs in round holes at the moment, isn't it, guys?
Nice one. Okay, Sean, thanks very much. Talksport.com. Go and check it out. It's been constantly updated. Lots of Euro 2024 content. Thank you, Sean. There we are. There's Sean O'Brien there over in Germany. So, that's our understanding. Just the one change to the team tomorrow night. Trent out, and it will be Conor Gallagher starting in midfield. Your reaction to that? We're getting lots of emails and texts in on that. Everybody's still coming up with their own team as we've been doing all weekend, but it means naught by the sound of it. Anyway, talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J 0371722 3344 to have your say on that story emanating from the England camp today. We're back talking Scotland later on with the very critical. You think his marks out of 10 were tough? Adrian's. Stuart Weir joins us. Steve Armisen, a former England cricketer, but maybe we can learn a bit from the way the cricketers have turned their World Cup around in the last week or so. And why did we have an Argentinian referee at a European Championship? And did he get it wrong with the penalty? Mark Howsey joins us, former Premier League ref, to have his say on that. That's all coming up. We're here.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.